Hi, family. Listen, let's have a conversation about mind self and being self, right? So, I am retiring and releasing and detaching from identifying with my mind self and returning to my being self. These are two different realms, right? There's survival mind self and being self, the soul, right? So, the mind self is survival mode living, right? The being self is being soul led, right? Moving through deep knowing, inner wisdom. Oh no. Can I tell you something? So when I like do my makeup, like when I brush my eyebrows, I use like this gel. Then I always forget. Like I always like take the brush and I brush my eyelashes and then damn. Oh, I'm like, I always forget. I'm like, don't do it. Don't do it. So it's like coming into my eyes. I'm like, don't do it because it's going to turn red and it's going to get irritated. But anyway, I have decided to retire my mind self. I am just not living in that realm, that mental, that plane, like I retire that way of living, that way of being. Like, geez. So let me tell you how I came to reckon with this, right? So I have awakened to this knowing. It's a couple of months now, but this morning during my journaling session, I got to see that, oh, baby, there's still some residue happening. You are still unconsciously identifying with with your mind self, right? So as soon as I wake up in the morning, one of the most powerful practices, and I won't lie, I'm not as consistent. I wasn't as consistent, but now, baby, okay, we're tapped in. But one of the most powerful practices, brain dumping. I believe they call it morning journal, morning pages. And for me, it's like a brain dump, right? So I don't know, I don't even know where I get that from. Maybe it's also another name of it for it. Um, so because normally for me in the mornings, I won't lie, some days I wake up with such deep clarity, like just like ease. And then there's some days where I really wake up with a lot on my mind, right? Like instantly, right? And then I just need to release all of that. Like anything. I don't even think I'm not writing like the main prompt with brain dumping morning pages is I should call it morning pages because it really is a morning journaling session, right? That's a beautiful name for it, morning pages. And it's not like um like writing like it's like how to explain it? Like I'm just dumping. That's why I say brain dumping as well, right? Like I'm just dumping my thoughts. It's like if my thoughts change, I write it down. Like I was thinking about what am I going to eat, and it's like oh yes, today I have to do this. Like I'm just writing down the flow of whatever's happening in my mind. Like I'm just releasing, right? It's a form of release for me. And as soon as I just dump all of that, like I just welcome clarity. It just has that feeling, right? And then, so today's journaling session, I wrote, you know what? This is the moment of being honest, right? So I was being honest. I was like, you know what? Money seems to be a big concern for me. Like I can see that I really worry about money. I have fear around money, right? And as I'm writing about it, I'm just sharing my thoughts. Like I was thinking this and right? And I was like, "Ah, I just worry so much about money. And then in that moment, as I'm writing, like just flowing, I literally said to myself, but it's not you who's worrying about money. It's your mind that's worrying about money. And that's the shift, right? Like that's the shift. It's not me. It's my mind. It's my analytical mind. It's the survival mechanism, right? Thinking of the worst case scenarios. What if this happens? We should do this, right? That's the mental plane. But that's not me. And I literally said, like, I literally, as I'm flowing, I literally said, but that's not me. I'm not worried about money, right? And that's the moment that clicked for me that, you know what, for me to even write that, I just see that I worry about money and was worrying me. It's because I have identified with my mind. With my mind's shenanigans, I have entangled myself and participated in all that shenanigans and the thinking and the analyzing and what the mind does. It's a tool. It's a survival mechanism, right? It's there to help you analyze and predict and assume. And you get what I mean? So it's like, if I allow myself to flow with the mind and give it attention and entertain it and entangle myself and participate and continue the conversation, I am identifying. That's actually what identifying means, right? So I am releasing and I'm detaching from, I want to say firing the mind from this job, but let me be nice because I'm the one who assigned it that job, a very unrealistic job. I am retiring my mind from the job that I've assigned it, a very unrealistic job. And it's so interesting because I'm reading The Untethered Soul. I hope I'm saying that right. And this, gosh, can we talk about the power of books, family? Like how books really, like when you gravitate towards a book, the power of that. Like when I remember when I was traveling and I just grabbed the book and I was like, this is the book that I want to read. My soul wanted me to read this book. And you won't even believe how like books are truly messages from God. Like it's alignment. There's a message for you for where you are in your life. It's crazy. I find that so beautiful. And I mean, I've had this book since 2021 even. Probably even before that. No, probably even before that, and only now I tried to read it a bit. I remember, I don't know when this was, but I didn't really go through it that much. And now I'm like at chapter 11 now. Like I'm flowing because it's time for me to read it. I'm in alignment with it. Like, gosh, it's crazy. Actually, that's a subject for another day. Okay, just talking about the power of books, right? How those are truly the levels of consciousnesses. Like books are truly an environment. And when you gravitate towards a book, you can have a bookshelf, right? You can like collect books. That's fine. Like I collect books. But the time where your soul leads you to a book, just know that it's time for you. It's alignment. There's a message for you in there, whether you finish the book or not. But that book is a message to you with like where you are within yourself. So the untethered soul, I hope I'm saying that right, is like, I couldn't believe it. I was traveling and as I was on the road, like I was reading that book. I went like five chapters on the road. I was like, I couldn't believe it. I remember telling my mom and telling my friend, like, I can't believe the alignment with me in this book. Like everything I had been saying and sharing on YouTube actually, and just on my JTD Wellness WhatsApp channel, I'm just like, what? Look at God. Like, thank you, God. Like, it's so interesting because it's so beautiful. Like, it's almost like that message where they say, God will never forsake you. That's how I feel about that book. I feel like, wow, God is always with you, and God will show his presence, her presence, the essence of God through anything. It just takes you being present to notice it. It's about noticing it. And that book is carrying me actually. Like I, each chapter I read is exactly what I need. Like it's insane. But even Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, Dr. Joe Dispenza, like books are just magical. Like it's like having God walking with you. I don't know, that's just how I feel about it. But anyway, so, and that's the shift, right? And the shift was in that moment where I was like, no, but the moment I tapped into my soul self, I'm like, but I'm not worried about money, right? I'm not. Like my soul, the me, the core me, you know? But there's a part of me that's worrying about money, and that's not me. But the moment I dwell, I participate, entangle in that conversation, in the shenanigans of the mind, I am identifying with it. I am participating. Right. So that was the moment I was like, you know what? I got to retire this, man. And I remember as I was journaling towards the end, I said, I don't want to think my life through before I live it. Cause it was in the morning, right? So these are morning pages. Like these are morning journaling sessions for me. As soon as I wake up, the first thing I do is pick up my journal and my pen and I start to just brain dump. Right? So we should call it morning pages, right? Because I feel like it is truly a morning page, but it is a brain dump because you're not thinking through, you're not writing a book, you're just writing whatever comes up. Even if your mind changes every split second, just write it, just dump it all and release your mind and just give yourself clarity, right? So that's just really the concept of this journaling session, right? So towards the end, I literally said, I don't want to think my life through. I don't have to. I don't have to. Like Me sitting there in bed, like waking up, like, oh my goodness, I have to go take a walk. And then, oh, I'm almost late. Oh my God, what am I going to wear? Oh, then I have to go. What am I going to eat later? Like, why am I like, oh my goodness, I don't have to think my life through like that. Like, I'm honestly, like, that is honestly overworking the mind. Like, I was actually saying this on my JTD Wellness WhatsApp channel, my community. Like, I truly have been overworking my mind. For the job I've assigned my mind, and I definitely was not paying it enough. Like, that's unnecessary. I don't need to think my life through at that level. Like, I know what I need to do. I know how I want to feel today. I know exactly what needs to get done. Why do I have to think everything through? My gym wear is in the wardrobe. I can simply open it and just wear. Like this, why am I thinking, why am I laying in bed and thinking through everything? Like, I don't know what I need to do. And oh my God, it's 7 o'clock. Like, I'm going to be late for my walk. Oh my goodness. Like, what am I going to eat later? Oh, but I need to go get bread. Oh my goodness. But I shouldn't be eating bread. Oh my God. And then I need to record videos. Oh my goodness. What am I going to, are you kidding me? Stop. Stop. Like, listen, I know what I need to do. I know what I need to get done. I just want to return to my being self. Like, I retire my mind from, like, I don't need to think my life through. I really don't need to. Like, I can assign my mind for a certain job. Like, if I need my mind to help me think something through, I'll give it a contract. Like, it'll be a contractual relationship. You know what I mean? Like, I know exactly what I need to do. And I can and you know what's so interesting? I was sharing this on my WhatsApp channel, JTD1's WhatsApp channel. Like, I believe this is what self-trust is. I trust myself to live my life. I trust myself to be, you know, I want to trust, I want to be led by my being. I want to be led by my soul, not my mental plane. I don't need to analyze everything and criticize everything in my life and judge and wonder. And no, I get to be. I know what I gotta do. I know I'm going to eat. And food is there. I'll make what's there. When the time comes, I will get into the kitchen and then I will think about food. You know? I know how I'm gonna walk. I move one leg and the next leg left, right. Like, why am I? And it's really, really a shift. Like, the amount of energy that I just realized in that moment, the amount of energy I waste before I even get to live my life. Like, there's a difference between being like activating your analytical mind and imagining your day. Those are two different experiences. They require different kind of energies. Like, the analytical mind, like waking up in the morning and activating your analytical mind is like, you don't need to. The mind is a tool. It's there to help you analyze something, come to a conclusion about something, come to a realization about something. You know what I'm saying? That's the point of it. But my entire life doesn't need to be analyzed. Like, no, stop. You know what I mean? It's like, I retire my mind. Like, I am no more identifying myself with my mind self. I return to my being self. I trust myself to lead myself. My soul, this deep inner knowing, and there's wisdom within me that can lead me. Do you know what I mean? I don't need to be, I don't need to be in survival. Like, once you activate your analytical mind, you've tapped into survival. I don't need to survive. I'm not in trouble. Okay. It's literally in the morning. Like, so listen, babe, I'm the shift queen at this point. Okay. I am the shift queen. And I was actually explaining what the shift really means. The shift is a consciousness level, right? It's a shift in consciousness. It's a shift in awareness. It's a shift in a way of being, a way of living, right? It's a shift. So I always say that, like, I just had a shift. Like, something that I say, and I just want to just briefly explain what I mean by that, right? So it's a shift in seeing something so differently, and by seeing it differently, I'm definitely going to live life differently. Like, no, man, like, back off, mind. At this point, like, back off. And I also, it's almost like also an apology. Like, it's almost like I just really owe my mind an apology. Like, I'm so sorry for, like, assigning you for such a unrealistic job. And the reason why I brought up the book that I'm reading, The Untethered Soul, the chapter I was reading yesterday, um, I think it was stealing freedom for your soul, something like that, chapter 10 or 11. I definitely butchered that, but something like that. And it's so amazing how I came to this revelation this morning, because really, and it was talking about that, like, it's crazy. Like, once you really just analyze your mind, it's so unrealistic, the job we've given the mind. Like, to think, I mean, how that's literally being unwell. And it actually said that's being unwell, thinking everything through. Like, what am I going to wear? What does this person think? Did I say the right thing? What am I going to eat? Oh my god, I shouldn't eat that. Like, that's not normal. It's not normal. Like, you get to trust, you get to flow, you get to invite ease into your life.